Here's another example of the sealed bids method. So 4 heirs, A, B, C, and D, must fairly divide an estate consisting of 2 items, a desk and a vanity. So 4 people, heirs, they have an inheritance, and there's a desk and a vanity. I guess that's not a great inheritance. There's just a desk and a vanity, and they're inheriting it. And they're doing the method of sealed bids. So there's what they bid. Person A bids $320 for the desk and $220 for the vanity. B bids $260. He says he believes the desk is worth $260 and $200 for the vanity, $280 and $120, etc. There's their bids. So how do we do the method of sealed bids? Well, sealed bids first. Each item goes to the highest bidder. So each item, so this is step 1, each item goes to the highest bidder. So who bid the highest on the desk? Which one of these numbers is the highest for the desk? Well, clearly the 320. So A gets the desk. Now who bid the highest for the vanity? So there's what they bid for the vanity. Which one of those numbers is highest for the vanity? A again. Notice A bid for both of them the highest. So A is going to actually get both items. Now you might think, well, that seems unfair. Well, A is going to have to pay back a whole bunch of cash, and B, C, and D are going to get pure cash. Everybody will get a fair share when it's done. So let's go to it. So here we are down here. I made it a little bigger so we could go through the steps. So after we've decided who gets what, we have to begin the table. So let's find the totals first off. So add these up. This is going to be 540. Add these up. 460. We're finding the total amounts of their bids. They all bid. We're adding these up now. What's this one going to be? It's 400. And this one's going to be 380. Okay, so there's the total amounts of their bids. Now, next, we're going to do the fair share. Now, how do we figure out a fair share? Well, we have to divide by 4. We have to take the total and divide by 4 because that's a fair share, isn't it? So, so 540 right here, 540 divided by 4. My calculator, oops, gotta clear my screen here. And divide 540 by 4. And I'm getting 135. And the next one is going to be 460 divided by 4. 115. And 400 divided by 4, that's easy, 100. And 380 divided by 4, I'm getting 95. Okay, so there are the fair share numbers for each of the people. Next, we have to do the first allocation. Oops. So the first allocation. So let me bring these down. So the first allocation. So how much is this going to be? Well, we're going to take the, let's think about what happens. Who got the different items? A got both of them, right? A gets both the desk and the vanity. So A was given what? 320 plus 220, 540 worth of stuff. A was given $540 worth of stuff. And A's fair share number is only $135. So in other words, A should have only received $135 as his fair share. That's what's fair for A. And in reality, he was given $540 worth of stuff because he was given the desk and the vanity. He was the highest bidder on both. So he was given too much. So he's going to have to pay back a whole bunch, isn't he? His fair share should have only been $135 worth of stuff, and he was given $540. So we have to take the difference. We have to take $540 minus $135. Do that on your calculator. And I'm getting $405. He's going to have to pay $405. He's going to have to pay back $405 because he was given too much stuff. Makes sense? $135 was his fair share. He was given both these things, which is $540. Subtract that. He has to pay back $405. What about person B? Person B didn't get anything. His fair share is $115, so he'll simply be given, he'll get $115. And same thing for C. C will get $100 because he did not, his fair share, because he did not get any objects either. And same thing for D. He didn't get any objects, so he'll just get cash. $95 cash. So these guys all just get cash. Let me switch this. Get 115. And A has to pay a bunch of money because A got too much stuff and had to pay back more than his fair share worth. So right now, everybody's got a fair share, don't they? Everybody's got exactly a fair share. You might say, well, no, A got more stuff. No, A got more stuff, but he got $540 worth of stuff, which is way more than his fair share, but then he paid back the difference, $405. So in the end, he got fair, and they all got fair because they got their fair share numbers in cash. So everybody got their fair share right now. That's the first allocation. Let's go answer that up here. The original fair share for A is worth, what's the fair share for A? $135. And then it says in the initial allocation, A gets the desk and the vanity and pays, how much does A pay? $405. Okay, that's the initial or first allocation. And now we got to come, now we got to do the surplus next. What's the surplus? Okay, surplus is the extra money. So surplus, the extra money left over. That's always calculated by taking the total paid minus the total people get. So the total money paid into the estate, what's the total paid? Well, the 405, only A paid. Minus, what's the total amount of money people got? Well, 115, right here, 115, 195. Add those up, what is that? $310. So the total people got was $310, and the total paid was $405. So if we subtract this minus this, the difference, I don't know, is it 95? Let's see, 405 minus 310, yeah, 95. $95 surplus, extra. That's extra money left over because there was more money paid into the estate than was taken out, given out of the estate, right? 405 was paid into the estate, and then 310 was given out to players B, C, and D. So that leaves 95 surplus extra. Let's go up and answer that. What's the surplus? $95. All right. Now, after all is said and done, final allocation. So now, what do we do with that surplus? Well, you take the surplus and you divide it by 4, because there's 4 people, you give it back to each of them evenly. So $95 divided by 4. What is that? $23.75 given to each. So each person is going to get $23.75 to make up the whole $95. So that leads us now to the final allocation. So the final allocation. All right, let's do it. Final allocation here. For each of these. Okay, so the final story is going to be this. Let's take the first allocation. So for A, first off, A was paid. A had to pay $405. And then is going to be given back. Given back, so $23.75, because everybody's given back $23.75. That's the 95 surplus extra divided among 4 people. Each person gets $23.75 back. So if A had to pay $405 and then is given back $23.75, that's like a tax return, right? You pay all year and they give you a little bit back. So if we subtract those, well, we're gonna subtract those to find out what that difference is. So subtract on your calculator. I'm getting 381.25. So that's the amount A is going to have to pay in the end. 381.25, right? Originally he paid 405, but then he got some money back from the surplus. So in the end he's going to pay 381.25. But he does that because he gets both the vanity and the desk. So let's go put that number up there. He's paying $381.25. So after all is said and done in the final allocation, again, he gets the desk and the vanity and pays $381.25. So when all is said and done, at first he paid $405, but then we gave him his share of the surplus back. So in the end, he only pays $381.25. So that's the final allocation for A. What about for B, C, and D? For them, we take the first allocation number right there. He gets 115, and then is also gets another 23.75 because everybody gets 23.75 back from the surplus. So we'll just add those together. He gets and gets. That's going to be 138.75. That's the total amount of money he gets. For C, it's the same thing. Originally he got 100. He gets $100 in the first allocation. So you always grab the first allocation numbers. Right? So I'm always grabbing the first allocation numbers. And then the new surplus money, he also gets $23.75. So $123.75 is what he gets, straight cash. And then finally D, he gets at first $95, and then the surplus, the $23.75 he also gets. Add those up for his total. What's that going to be? $23.75 plus the $95. He gets $118.75. And that's the final allocation after the extra money, the surplus, is given back to each of them. There we go.